starting with a man on the road to recovery tonight after a shooting victim crashed head-on into his vehicle. The shooting victim later died from his gunshot wounds.
Clayton County police say the shooting happened on Flint River Road Tuesday night. We have been following the story since then. Fox 5's Annie Mapp is live in Jonesboro tonight, not far from where the crash happened. Annie?
Yes, good evening. I'm at the intersection of Flint River Road and Terra Boulevard, just minutes from where Clayton County police believe that shooting took place. Now, Jonesboro police say that shooting victim ran a red light here, sending him and another driver to the hospital.
Appreciate your life. It can be taken at any moment.
Alfredo Hernandez says he was headed home from work Tuesday night, driving on Terra Boulevard in Jonesboro, when suddenly things got dark.
I remember being at the red light at Fayetteville Road, about to cross over to Flint River. That light had just turned green. We started moving. I made it about halfway there, and that's all I remember.
According to Jonesboro police, 19-year-old Rylan Martin was driving east on Flint River Road when he ran the red light and struck Hernandez's truck. Jonesboro investigators tell Fox 5 that's when they learned Martin had been shot.
My thoughts and prayers go to the family of who was shot, you know. It's just been hard.
Medics rushed both Martin and Hernandez to area hospitals where Clayton County police say Martin died. Doctors later released Hernandez from the hospital suffering from several cuts and internal wounds.
I have cuts inside of both of my eyes, like inside of my eyes that hurt really bad. His
pickup truck is also a total loss, but through it all, he's thankful.
I spent a few times yesterday just crying to myself, you know, like it can happen to anybody. Like I said, I'm just glad I'm here.
Clayton County police is still working to determine what led to the shooting and who is behind it. Of course, as we learn more details, we will keep you updated both on air and online. Reporting live in Jonesboro, Annie Mapp, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, sounds like he's certainly counting his blessings. This could have been so much worse. Annie, thanks so much. Also developing this evening, a 2-year-old is recovering after being shot on Christmas morning. The GBI says it happened at a home on the 300 block of Tarvin Road. Medics rushed the toddler to the hospital where the child is recovering tonight. The GBI is investigating.
Atlanta police believe a man who was shot in southwest Atlanta may have been the victim of a robbery. Officers rushed to the Welcome House on Memorial Drive. They found the 59-year-old man with gunshot wounds. Medics took the man to the hospital. Investigators will now work to figure out what led up to that shooting.
Tonight, co-workers remembering a 21-year-old who was hit and killed while walking home in Doraville.
Doraville police believe the driver who left the scene was under the influence. Fox 5's Eric Perry joins us now here in studio with more. Eric?
Yeah, really a sad story, guys. Those who knew the victim best say he was simply a really good guy. They want changes at that intersection where it happened.
He had so much potential. He was going to go far. He really was.
To Holly Webb, Cesar Marquez was more than just an employee at Steamhouse Lounge.
We all celebrate our birthdays with each other, and we always make a point to celebrate holidays.
He was family. She walks us through the moment she learned he was hit and killed by an alleged drunk driver.
He left here Saturday night, worked all day Saturday, said goodbye, got on MARTA and went home, and was walking home from MARTA, and he never made it.
It happened at the intersection of Buford Highway and Jess Norman Way. Doraville police say he was hit by Juan Jimenez, who they say took off after the crash but was later found.
He was always positive. He always smiled. He made a joke. He made a point to come and say, hey.
Holly says the 21-year-old, who also went by Alonzo, worked in the kitchen. He had walked to the U.S. from Peru for a better life. He was in the process of becoming a United States citizen. She says the intersection where it happened is dangerous and says there have been other people hit in recent months.
There were no lights in that area. There's no crosswalks. There's no, I mean, you're going to assume at a MARTA station there's going to be a lot of foot traffic. You know that. That's the nature of it. And there just is nothing there to protect people. It's just over and over and over again. And something has to be done. That's not fair.
Well, the driver police say is responsible faces charges of DUI, vehicular homicide, and a slew of others. There are efforts to help send Alonzo back to Peru so he can be buried with his family. We'll put more on that on our website, fox5atlanta.com. But guys, just really an unfortunate story, just hardworking, and he did everything right. He was in the crosswalk when it happened.
Yeah, but good thing they caught up to that driver.
Yeah.
And now, as you reported, Eric, he faces a slew of charges tonight.
All right, Eric, thanks so much.
Well, new at 6, authorities have arrested a man accused of drugging and molesting a girl in Walton County, nearly 600 miles away in Missouri, ending in a months-long manhunt. According to court documents, Mark Schweitzer allegedly got the victim high before molesting her in 2022. He faces a slew of charges, including aggravated child molestation, cruelty to children, and possession of a controlled substance with the intent to distribute. Right now, Schweitzer awaits extradition back from Missouri.
Former Big Brother contestant and Atlanta resident Michaela Mickey Lee has reportedly died. A post made to Lee's official Instagram account today confirmed she died early Christmas evening. It was announced earlier that Lee suffered multiple cardiac arrests as a result of the flu and had been hospitalized in critical condition. Mickey Lee was 35 at the time of her death.
A traffic stop leads to a drug bust in Fulton County. Earlier this afternoon, police pulled over a driver with a suspended license and registration. During the stop, officers say they discovered marijuana, hash oil, mushrooms, and other drug-related paraphernalia inside the vehicle. Officers took the driver into custody, who now faces felony drug charges. In Gwinnett County, 13 people are without a place to call home after a fire rips through an apartment complex. Crews responded to the MAA Pleasant Hill Apartments on Pleasant Hill Road in Duluth. A caller told dispatch something was on fire on a balcony. The fire severely damaged 2 units. A resident told investigators they were cooking food on the balcony when that fire started. They tried to put it out, but the fire grew.
In Athens, fire crews had to rescue someone from a Christmas Eve house fire. Take a look at these huge flames coming from the home on North Avenue. Firefighters found the fire in 80% of the one-story home. They used a thermal imaging camera which found the person inside the home. Medics took that person to Piedmont Athens Regional and later transferred them to the Augusta Burn Center. Fire crews will work to figure out how the fire started.